What's up, YouTube? This is X79, guys. I'm coming to you with my latest Banlist prediction video for June 1st, 2020. I know a lot of people are kind of not expecting a Banlist to come, primarily because there's no physical tournaments out there right now due to the pandemic. However, there are plenty of online tournaments going on, and it would be too easy for the people who research the decks for the Banlist to go online, get the results, and formulate a ban list. So I personally believe that there will be a ban list to regulate the current metagame, because there are decks and cards that need to be dealt with in this current meta. So without further ado, we're going to get right into my ban list predictions, starting with the ban predictions. Black Dragon. In my opinion, this card is carrying the target on this back, primarily because it's utilized in the MS and Bear decks to extend by adding up to 3 rock monsters from their deck to the hand to be able to select the correct extenders you need to continue your play strings. Because of this, it goes to 0. Dragon Buster Destruction Sword also needs to be banned, primarily because while this card is equipped to your monster, specifically it's brought out through Union Carrier and equipped to either a Dark or Dragon type monster, it locks your opponent out from special summoning from their extra deck. Definitely something not good. We banned Jin Releaser of Rituals because it added that effect onto a lot of ritual monsters, so it needs to get the same treatment. Mecha Venom Beast Lion. Also, this is a pretty much standard tuner monster you see utilized with the Krister Needle Fiber engine right now being brought out. Whenever it leaves the field, you get a token. The token allows you to synchro or link off into other monsters, just allowing you to extend even further. So this card needs to be going down to 0. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This is the linchpin in the Dragon Link engine, primarily because it's brought out with LP, uses his effect, then linked off, brought back with Pit Steam, uses effect again. We are getting an errata for this card coming in the next Legendary Duelist set. It only allows you to special summon one card with this name once per turn, which is actually very good. Since this is an older card, it wasn't really meant to be spammed out this many times. I can see this card getting the same treatment as Elemental or Grand Soil, being put on the ban list for a couple of months and then brought back with the errata. Moving on to my limits. Soul Eating Oviraptor. This card was put up 1 in the OCG for a while. I can see Konami putting this 1 primarily to push the sales of Eternity Code, because the new Archosaur card is in that set and it just helps the dinosaur deck getting going even further. Krister Needle Fiber again. This, in my opinion, is a hit that needs to happen. Being able to call out any tuner monster to your field to extend just allows a lot of different decks to do a lot of different things. I kind of like the flexibility, but it needs to be put in check so we don't see the degeneracy that happened in the OCG happened here. And the same thing kind of goes with the Predator Planet Vertigo Makana, just being an on-call fusion card for 2,000 life points, not a good thing. Being able to turn any monster into a Dark Tribute monster to access Starving Venom or any of the Dark Tribute fusion Predator Planet fusions just isn't good. It needs to be put to 1, because once people figure out, hey, we can just dump Super Poly when we need it, yeah, it's pretty much over at that point. And then I have Alistar, Invocation, and Magical Meltdown all being put at 1, primarily because any of the other cards being left just at multiples isn't good. Just being able to access Meltdown can give you Alistar, Alistar can give you Invocation, Invocation can cycle your Alistar back to hand and itself back in the deck, which you need to search out with Alistar's number summon next time. It just isn't good. This particular engine is being crammed into Eldritch, Shaddolls, Mech Knights. It just needs to be dealt with. Put every card at 1, be done with it, move on. On to the semi-limits. Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Fighter, needs to start coming down the list. It's unlimited in the OCG. I have it coming down to 2 here in the TCG. I think Konami will walk this card off the list just to see how the True Draco decks manage with this card at multiple copies. The deck doesn't need True King's Return coming back. It just needs more True Draco names in the deck. Having this guy back at multiple copies wouldn't be a bad thing. Fossil Dig, again, this is another hit to make players buy Eternity Code to get the Archosaur to really help the dinosaur decks get going. Salamangreat Circle, this is more of a buff to the Salamangreat deck than my other limit. Salmon Greats don't really put up that much of a overpowering board. It's more or less doing the same board consistently over and over, turn after turn after turn. Having an extra consistency card in the deck wouldn't be a bad thing. And the same thing can go with Sky Striker Mega Modules. It's 2 in the OCG, allowing you to recur your resources from your graveyard for the Sky Striker deck is very good, especially since we don't have Engage anymore. So we need to be able to start seeing our necessary resources and pieces to help the deck get back on its feet. Symbol of Heritage. This recently went down to 2 in the OCG list. You need 3 monsters with the same name in your graveyard, so definitely this is something I could actually see being used in quite a few decks. So definitely, I wouldn't mind seeing this card come back. Come down to cards that should come off the list completely. Necros of Unicorn. This card blocks the effects of monster special summon from the extra deck, which isn't a bad thing. It can actually help stall out your opponent, which, in my opinion, is actually pretty good. 2300, 1000 attack means it can be pretty much easily overpowered, so it coming back to 3 wouldn't be a bad thing at all. So, Pantheism, this card, in my opinion, this card needs to come back to 3 on the next list. It kind of got screwed over the last couple TCGs, primarily because of Pot of Avarice moving down the list. But now, with Pot of Avarice completely unlimited, it's time for this card to start coming down. I just hope that Konami would just unlimit it completely and just allow the deck to be operating at full power. It's not doing anything currently over in the OCG, so I got a feeling it probably won't do that much here in the TCG. But hey, another control deck in the meta wouldn't be a bad thing. And personally, when you have something like Mega Mobius being able to access in this particular deck, yeah, that could actually add into a pretty good matchup against Eldritch. Moving forward, we have Skill Drain. Blanket Effect Negation is a very hard counter for a lot of different combo decks out there. It affects both players, and personally, I like this card coming off because it does allow different styles of play and different styles of decks to really get going. So definitely, this is something that I would love to see come off the list as a hard counter to combo decks. And the other hard counter is going to be Maxi. I know this card is kind of polarizing, but at 3, it does put combo decks kind of in check because they don't want to be giving you additional resources to out their boards, and they don't want to be shorthanded on their boards by playing through a Maxi and be left with maybe 2 negates instead of multiple negates and interruptions on the field and in hand. Guys, that is going to do it for my June 1st TCG Banlist predictions. Hope you liked them. As always, if you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to make sure don't want to miss any uploads, hit the notification bell, especially the YouTube notifications so you don't miss any uploads. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Follow me on Twitter and Reddit. And if you guys want to help support the channel, please consider using my TCG Player affiliate link in the description box below when you shop on tcgplayer.com. Alright guys, until next time, peace!